Hey guys, it's that time of year again, springtime. And you know what that means? Beautiful, warm weather fragrances are coming your way. And I just love the springtime. I love seeing everything turning green. Everything is starting anew. The sun is shining bright. The grass is growing. I love it. So last week I did my designer spring fragrance list. And now I will be coming at you with my niche fragrance list for 2021, and let's jump into it. So welcome to my channel, Kristen Rocks Frags. My name is Kristen, and it is time to talk fragrances. If this is your first time on my channel, please be sure to like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe. If you hear someone snoring, that's my pup over here. It's a really long day, really rough day. So, you guys ready? Let's do it. So just to let you know, some of these fragrances, I'm reaching some of them for the first time to really give them a full wearing. I got them over the winter time, and I've been saving them for that time of year when I think they will shine the most. So don't think that, some of the scents at the end of the list aren't good or anything like that. I just haven't really experienced them as much. So maybe next time they'll be higher in the list. So here we go. Let's start with number 10, Neroli Musk by Precious Liquid. And I got this a couple months ago. It was still cool out, so I did a full review on the house, so definitely check that out if you haven't. Really fun. I love these fragrances. So they're very kind and sent this to me when I fell in love with it in the Discovery Kit a few months ago. So now is the time of year that this is really going to shine. And just what a beautiful Neroli fragrance. Very easy to wear, very smooth, a little bit floral, but you got that verbena, the Neroli, so it's kind of zesty and zingy in the top, but then as it dries down, it gets musky and smooth, and you get a little bit of a greenness to it because of the moss in there and the dry down. But very beautiful, very easy to wear, kind of simple, happy. I love it. There's nothing like Neroli in the springtime. If you like scents like Neroli Portofino by Tom Ford, you'll definitely love this. So definitely check it out. Neroli Musk by Precious Liquid. So for number 9, this is a scent that I really haven't got to give a full wearing yet. So I've been shrining it for this time of year. And I'm talking about Gravitas by Knowlton & Wilson. This was designed by Mr. Smelly, Dan, and what a gorgeous bottle. I mean, look how beautiful that is. Just so classy. I just love his taste in fragrances. He's always goes for those classy, timeless fragrances, and you can definitely tell that his passion and the classiness, his classy taste really portrays through this fragrance. So this is an aromatic scent. It definitely lends to that old school kind of fougere feel to it. So it definitely has the barbershop going on. So this has a good amount of notes going on. At the top, you got your lavender and your citruses. And then in the heart, it gets a little bit spicier you got pepper and coriander. And then in the dry down, it gets more traditional with the oak moss and patchouli. And but then you have ambergris vanilla, which I think give it a little bit of a more modern twist. Let's spray this one on. I need to remind myself of the vibe here. Oh yeah, this is so good. This is gonna be awesome in the spring. I got this in the dead of winter, so I was waiting. I sprayed on my hand quickly, but I haven't really given it a full wearing, so this is the time of year I think this is gonna shine. And oh my gosh, this is so classy, gorgeous. So you get the lavender in here, but it's not overpowering or sharp or anything like that. Very smooth. This almost has a creaminess to it, and and a smoothness, a little bit of a sweetness too. But the spices are definitely coming through now. But the way this is blended is just gorgeous. The way this is blended, nothing pops out, no rough edges here. And as it dries down, the vanilla, I get the vanilla, it starts to come through. You get a little bit of the earthiness from the patchouli, but not too much. And a little bit of the ambergris comes in, because there is almost like a musky, slight saltiness a little bit, but not aquatic or anything like that. But you do get a little bit of that skin feel to it, like ambergris gives you. But this is gorgeous. This is going to be awesome in the spring. I will be doing a full review of this very soon, so stay tuned for that. So number 9, Gravitas by Naughton and Wilson. So for number 8, I went with a fragrance that I got last year. I wore it only a handful of times, but I really enjoyed it. It's kind of strange how I pick scents sometimes that I like shrine things that I really like, and I need to get out of that habit. If I really like it, I need to just wear it so before the thing turns, you know? So I can't just keep it sitting there. But so I went with a fragrance by Blend Oud called Oud Marrakesh. And I got hooked on this last year. I found this bottle in the groups actually, so it was a partial to begin with. And I remember I fell in love with this down in New York City at Oswald actually, and I ended up finding this in the groups, and I jumped on it. And really, this is really nice. This is gonna be perfect for spring, I think. This is a very hard one to explain. It's got a lot of iris. I'd say iris and the green notes in here are the star players here. But then in the heart, I don't really notice this as much. But there's coffee in here, believe it or not. There's tobacco. So it has almost like a gourmandish sort of element. It's kind of resinous. And then in the dry down, there's actually oud in here and incense. And woody notes. And you can get that a little bit, but for the most part, what I'm getting are the green and the iris notes playing beautifully together. And it has a wispiness about this. It's just it makes me think of like fresh sheets on your bed. And like when you go to put it on your bed, they just kind of settle. It's like wispy like that. And it's just beautiful. Like if they made detergent like this, I would wash my clothes with this. It's just it's very light and wispy and happy, and it makes you think of just a beautiful spring morning when everything is turning green and everything is starting fresh. And I think this is going to be beautiful for spring. So really nice. You know, if you like scents like Dior Homme Eau, it's not the same scent, but it kind of has that like interesting watery green feel with the iris, that creamy feel with that wispiness, and kind of like that. So definitely check it out. Oud Marrakesh by Blend Oud. All right, for number 7, I went with one of the spring kings here. This one needs no introduction, and I'm talking about Green Iris Tweed by Creed. And I ended up getting one of the 16 LO1 batches, in case there are new batch people out there. And this is the best. This is just gorgeous. It's just so crisp and green and uplifting. It kind of reminds me of that smell of freshly cut grass. And this is just, I love this one. And for some reason, this one doesn't really perform the best on me. I'm not sure why. I've gone through a couple of batches. That's why it's not really at the top of my list in this case, because the scent is amazing. But for some reason, these are just kind of light on me. But I'm pretty sure the older batches don't have that peppermint at the top, but the newer ones do, I'm pretty sure. But you get the lemon verbena at the top, so it's zesty and zingy. And then of course the violet leaf and the heart, which is the key player here. And then you got your ambergris in the dry down and your sandalwood, which I don't really notice the sandalwood as much. And then you actually get iris too, according to their breakdown, which that's another one I don't really notice too much. I mostly get that zesty lemon verbena and the violet those are the two big ones, main notes that I noticed, because it's just kind of zingy, green, bright, uplifting, crisp, just beautiful scent. I'm sure many of you guys know it. So if you haven't though, definitely try it. Green Iris Tweed by Creed. So for number 6, I decided to go with one that I've only worn a handful of times. So this is one I definitely want to have more experience with this year. I think this is really geared towards summer, but I think this will work for spring also for sure. And that is, and I'm talking about Hyde Park by Boadicea the Victorious. I mean, check out these bottles for one. These bottles are gorgeous. They're just so classy. My friend Alan, Beverly Hills Perfumery, got me hooked on this one, actually. I never even heard of this company really until he started telling me about it. And gorgeous. So this one's kind of a unique scent. So it has a lot of citruses at the top, right? You got your petitgrain, your bergamot, your orange, right? But then as it dries down, it starts to get a little bit more floral. But the really interesting element is this has oud in the dry down, and it gets more woody and ambery. So this is a very nice, well-balanced scent. So it's not overly bright and citrusy, but it's not overly floral or dark or woody either. It just really complements. Like, this makes me think of sunshine or something. Like, I remember one of the times I wore this, I wore a yellow shirt, and that's kind of the color this gives me, like a nice golden color, just like the color of the gold here. It really does. There's something warming. It makes me think of sunshine on a beautiful spring or summer day. And I thought this would lend itself to spring because of those woody notes and the oud. So it gives this some backbone while still being fresh and happy. So I think this is going to be a beautiful scent for spring. And I can't wait to wear it. I'm excited. So definitely check it out. Hyde Park by Boadicea the Victorious. All right, we're getting to the halfway mark now. We are at number 5. You guys ready? So this is one that, this one is beast mode right here. This one might not be a crowd pleaser, but it is super classy. This is kind of leaning on the mature side of things. And I'm talking about New York Intense by Nikolai. And this is so good. This one is, this thing is beast. This comes off very old school. It's got that fougere kind of feel again. It's got bergamot. You got clove in here, which I think might be a little bit off-putting to some. This comes off very spicy. You got a lot of pepper in here, cinnamon, but then you get the greenness of the oak moss and vetiver. And there's amber in here as well. I don't really notice it as much. It's maybe a little bit of a sweetness in the dry down, but mostly you get like that really strong oak moss, the vetiver, but then the citruses do stay in there as well, but a lot of spices. This is very spicy. If you like Bois du Portugal by Creed, this is often compared to that. I think this might even be stronger than that. But what an amazing scent. This one I think is worn in summer too. This is pretty popular for summer. But for me, I think this is going to really work in the spring. I wore this a couple times last year in the summer, and I found it maybe a little bit too punchy. But I mean, if you want it big and beastly, this will do the job. Like 2 sprays is all you need because this stuff is strong. But in the spring, I think this would be perfect when it's still a little bit cool. This will really cut through that spring breeze really well. So definitely try this one out. This is very popular. So New York Intense by Nikolai. So for number 4, I went with a very aromatic scent. So if you enjoy green, aromatic, herbal scents, you are definitely going to love this. This is 401E Amatrice Parfum. And my friend Joe sent me, actually got me hooked on this scent. I never tried this before, but I remember he was telling me about it, and he knows my taste in fragrances very well, and he told me that I would love this scent, so he totally got me hooked on this. But this is one of those ones that has a ton of notes coming at you. So you get a lot of herbal notes here. You get basil, you get citruses, you get, oak moss, juniper stands out to me, the pepper in here, a little bit of the musk, galbanum, maybe the coriander. There's fern here, there's vetiver. There's just so much going on here. This is gorgeous. I'm gonna spray this one. I really like this one. Oh yeah, this is so green. It reminds me of like working out in a garden or something like that, or like growing your own herb garden and working out there and working with the soil. And oh my goodness, yeah, this is so good, so uplifting, so green. So herbal and refreshing. This is gonna be really good. I think this works for summer too, but I think because of springtime and everything starting fresh and everything being so green, I thought this would work very well. So it definitely has that bitter green element to it. It might be like a touch soapy because it does have kind of a clean feel to it too. But so it's not just straight up herbal. There is some a little bit of a floral element to it also. There is some rose in the dried down damask rose, but I'm not a huge rose person, so I'm glad it's not in the forefront. But there is gardenia in here, so those are some of the florals you're going to get. But for the most part, those nice green notes are going to just really, run the show here. So gorgeous scent. I've really gotten hooked on green fragrances this past year, and I don't quite have something that smells like this. This is just such a melange of beautiful herbal notes, green notes, and it's very natural. The quality in here is beautiful. Like I said, I never heard of these guys before, and you definitely got to check them out. They're awesome. So definitely check this out. 401E Amatrice for number 4. All right, we're in the top 3. You ready? I'm excited. This was hard because these next 3 I really enjoy. So it was hard to pick which one would be number 1. So I decided to go with Amazing Green by Comme des Garçons for number 3. And what beautiful scent, very unique. Let's spray this one too. This is one I definitely want to wear more this year. So I got it. My husband actually got me hooked on this one because he ended up splitting this one, and I was like, oh no, I want it myself. So I ended up getting a bottle, but it's so good. So this one at the top, it comes off very watery, green. You get this palm tree note, which you can definitely see. You can definitely pick that out. It's very unique, interesting. And then the heart, you got ivy, which is a note you don't see every day. Got orris root, coriander. So it does start to get like a little bit spicy after that watery green feel at the top. And then as it dries down, it starts to kind of darken a little bit. You get some vetiver, some incense, some musk, and you get some gunpowder, believe it or not. That, I don't know if I really noticed. Maybe a little bit. There is something, maybe a touch smoky, a little bit dark, a little bit spicier as it dries down. But for the most part, I get the green notes like that, with the ivy and that palm tree note, and that watery feel too. But this is just a really beautiful scent, very smoothly blended, and very uplifting. It makes me want to go golfing or something. But very enjoyable and unique. So if you haven't tried this, definitely try Amazing Green because it is amazing. Amazing Green, Comme des Garçons. So you ready for number 2? For number 2, I went with Sutton by Parfums de Marly. It's called Greenley now, but I got this when it first came out last year, like around this time actually, it came out. And I fell in love with this. I got really obsessed with this. And Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, this is so good. So happy, juicy, bright green, uplifting. You get a nice, juicy apple here that's crisp. It really gives you that feeling of like when you bite into an apple and you get that crisp and that crunch. It has like a crunchiness to it that I really love. And you got citruses also, but I mostly get that apple note. And then you get some violet, some cedar, petitgrain. And so it still stays citrusy, but you get some green notes. In the dry down, you get a lot of oak moss. I really like oak moss, as you can tell. I'm really hooked on that. And then you get musk and amberwood in the dry down. But I think the apple stands out to me, the violet, maybe that petitgrain, because it gives it like a zestiness and a crispness. And then your oak moss. I think those are the notes that stand out to me. But this is beautiful, bright, uplifting, green, juicy, crisp. And, I think it's definitely unisex. And what a cool bottle too. That bright green really portrays the vibe of this fragrance. Beautiful. And you definitely have to check this out if you haven't. I'm sure many of you guys have. Definitely let me know your thoughts on this one. I love this one. I need to do a full review on this actually. I took a little break last year, so I'm gonna get back into it. But definitely try this one. This is perfect for spring and summer too, I think. So Greenley by Parfums de Marly. And here we are at number 1. I decided to go with a beautiful, fresh, fruity, earthy scent. I feel like something like that makes me think of spring, right? So I had to go with this amazing scent. Pracht by Sphinx Parfums. This is amazing. This is spring in a bottle right here. This is so zesty and fruity and green and natural. This thing I love fragrances that make you pucker. And this is one that does that. So let me just spray this one too. So this one you have basil, rhubarb. You have wild berries, very fruity. A lot of fruit here. Apple tree, apple. Oh my God, this is so good. I love this. As you can see, I've been shrining it, and I need to just wear it. Like when it's little, I think one wearing it's gonna go away. Yeah, I need to wear this. This is amazing. Oh, it's so rich and it's like you're swimming in a jelly preserve, like a jam or something, but it's so natural, it's just so beautiful. Picture eating some beautiful jam or preserve, maybe sitting outside having a picnic with the smell of the fresh grass cut around you and the greens. Oh my gosh, the smell of the trees. Just all of those things combined, it's just so natural and beautiful. Like it's amazing how a scent like this just it transports you to just a beautiful field or something like that with the beautiful fruit and the trees growing by you. It's amazing. So gorgeous. So I wish they could make a bigger bottle of this. I will have to check actually if they do, because I want a giant bottle of this. Supposedly there's a scent, supposedly this is similar to Enchanted Forest. So I'd like to get my nose on that. I haven't tried that yet, but let me know what you guys think of that one and if there are similarities. So you have to try this. This is a must. Beautiful scent. A lot of their scents are amazing. I have another one of theirs also. And I'll definitely have to keep adding to my collection because their scents are gorgeous. So that's number 1, Pracht by Sphinx Parfums. So that's my spring niche list for 2021. Do you like it, love it, or hate it? What do you think? Let me know below. What are you going to be wearing this spring? I can't wait to hear. So once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Hope you have a wonderful day of smelling good. Thank you.